You don't need applause to build. You don't need attention. You don't even need support. You just need the will to continue when no one is watching. Greatness isn't born on the stage. It's born in the dark, in the cold, in silence. People only see the results. They don't see the hours you worked when your hands were shaking. They don't see the nights you cried, alone, doubting everything you are. They only see the shine, not the scars. But you are not building for the world to clap. You are building because you have no choice. Because it's either this, or you disappear. And some part of you refuses to vanish. Some part of you refuses to quit. Even when your bones ache. Even when your heart breaks. Even when the whole world screams, give up. You want them to understand. You want them to believe. But they won't. Not yet. Because they don't see the storm inside of you. The fire burning behind your eyes. The war you fight every morning just to rise. The voice inside that whispers, keep going. You're not done yet. You walk alone, and that's the point. Because if they walked it with you, it wouldn't be yours. So you climb in silence, you fall in silence, you rise in silence. And one day, just one day, the silence will explode, and the world will ask, where did this come from? And you'll smile, because you know exactly where it came from. The lonely nights, the ignored sacrifices, the quiet decisions you made when no one else believed. They laughed at you. They mocked your dreams. They said you were crazy. They thought you were wasting your time. Thought your silence meant weakness. But silence doesn't mean weakness. Silence is a sword. You didn't waste time. You invested it. Every second, every ounce of pain, every sleepless night was a down payment on your future. And now, the silence is nearly over. They don't know the version of you that didn't quit. They only know the version that arrives. But that version only exists because you stayed through the nights when no one else would have. You endured the invisible. You mastered the unseen. And you became something no one saw coming. You became unstoppable. You became built. Not built for the stage. Not built for the cameras. Not built for approval. You were built in silence. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them walk away. Because you are still standing. And one day, when the noise fades, your silence will sound like thunder. And you'll smile, because you knew the whole time. Now they see you. Now they clap. But it's too late. Because you are not one of them. You never were. They had comfort. You had fire. They had company. You had silence. They slept. You burned. You didn't just survive. You didn't just endure. You became something else. Something forged in the dark. Something built in silence. Now they talk. Now they wonder. But they can't touch you. Because you didn't grow in their light. You grew in your own darkness. And one day they'll realize you weren't lucky. You weren't chosen. You were built in silence. They thought it was over. They believed silence meant surrender. But they didn't understand. Silence was where the real battle began. While they rested, you began rebuilding yourself. You believed. While they watched the world, you rewrote your own. You didn't scream. You didn't beg. You didn't cry. You didn't ask for help. You just kept going, brick by brick, breath by breath, walking through a darkness no one else could bear. Because you knew what they didn't. You felt what they never could. Silence wasn't emptiness. Silence was pressure. Silence was fire. Silence was transformation. You became something in that silence. You weren't waiting. You weren't hiding. You were evolving. And now there's weight in your walk. You're covered in scars they can't see. You carry a strength they'll never understand. They wonder what makes you different. Why you don't flinch in hard times. Why your voice doesn't shake in chaos. Why you don't panic when the lights go out. Because you lived in the dark. You were trained there. You fought there. You were built there. They chase the spotlight. You seek the shadows. Because the shadows shaped you. They think power is loud. They think greatness yells. But you know better. Power doesn't scream. Power whispers. Power waits. Power sharpens itself in silence. You've felt how pain carves meaning into your bones. You've lived how solitude hardens the soul into resolve. And now, you have nothing left to prove. The fire you carry isn't for show. It's for survival. It's for legacy. Because when you rise, it won't be for attention. It will be because you're ready. Because the world will need someone who can stand without shaking. You never chased applause. Because you found your rhythm in silence. The rhythm of the ones who endure. The rhythm of those who climb when no one's watching. The rhythm of those who remain unseen until it's too late to stop them. They'll ask you, how did you do it? How did you stay so quiet? How did you not give up? And you'll smile. Because, you know, they'll never fully understand. Because while they lived for noise, you became the silence. And now they'll hear you. Even if you say nothing at all.